Hi everyone, this is Stacy and welcome to my channel. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. For today's video, I have noticed that my rainbow cactus is getting taller but thinner on the upper part. And when I'm trying to press, it's somewhat soft, so I get worried. And let's visit our Phalaenopsis orchid. I want to give you an update. So there's a new growth, a new leaf is coming out. So most of them has new leaf. So it makes me smile and happy to see that there's a new leaf coming out from my Phalaenopsis orchid, which I bought last April, first week of April. So let's take a closer look. So the flower is still okay, although some have dried out. Let's take a glimpse of the flowers. So all the flowers are still okay, but the Phalaenopsis with the yellow flower has dried out. I want also to give you an update about the dendrobium seedlings that I have bought last April. So there's a new growth, new babies are coming out. There are new root growth also, so I'm so happy with my dendrobium orchids. They root so fast, it's less than a month, but they're growing so fast. I water them once a week, sometimes twice a week, it depends. If I feel that the coco cubes that I use is quite moist, I don't give them water yet, but if it's dry, I give them water. So I don't want them to be overwatered because they don't have so much roots yet because they're only seedling size. So I water at the same time the Phalaenopsis orchid and Dendrobium orchids. So let's go back to my rainbow cactus. I'm really worried. I don't want to lose this one because it's very pricey and it has been with me for a year. And I have also noticed that there's a pest or something or white thing in my melo cactus. So I want to clean it up. So I decided to uproot them and repot them. I included the other two cactus, the golden barrel, and the other one I do not know the cactus ID. So I will be repotting these four because it has been a year already that I haven't repot them. So for the soil mix, I have showed you yesterday the soil mix that I use for my cacti. So it's a combination of my usual soil mix, which is composed of 50% loam soil and 50% pumice stone. I added akadama soil, cultured soil, or you can use pumice stone as an alternative for cultured soil. So I use cultured soil because I want to get over or use all my cultured soil because I'm not planning to buy anymore. Because I have noticed that cultured soil is somewhat the same with pumice stone and it's quite pricey too, so I will stick using pumice stone instead of cultured soil. So I don't see any special effect on my succulents or cacti using the cultured soil. So all we have to do is mix well the soil mix that we have prepared, and I think I have put too much on this basin that it's peeling. So let's start filling up this square pot. So I bought this in Daiso Japan for 98 pesos. It's quite big than the old pots of the cactus because I have observed that the pot that I used before was too small for them. But for rainbow cactus, it's quite big and I'm afraid it will be overwatered. So later on, we will find something to add on the pot of the rainbow cactus. But for now, let's uproot it. So the root started to grow, but it did not grow well. So maybe because of the soil mix or the pot is too small, because most of the soil mix is composed of cultured soil, so less plum soil and pumice stone. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, that if you use more cultured soil or a gritty thing, they won't absorb any they won't absorb much nutrients from it. So loam soil is really an effective soil mix to add to give nutrients to your succulents or even cacti. So if you have noticed also that the potting mix of the rainbow cactus is wet, yes, I just watered it yesterday when I noticed that there's something wrong with my rainbow cactus, and I guess I don't have to wait for it to dry because it might take a week, because it's only located here inside my garage area. So I'm worried that there's something wrong. There might be pests underneath the roots. That's why I uprooted it immediately because of the growth. Or maybe it's just normal that the new growth on the upper part is much thinner than the lower part. So I decided also to add the leaf tops that has been left from my few pieces of leaf tops. So out of I think 11 pieces, only one was left, and it has roots. I'm so happy. Although I don't have any intention to buy any more lily tops because I think it's a waste of money, because I've been trying to buy lily tops. This is the third time and they all gone except for this one. So I decided also to add some of the chimnocalcium, which is not variegated, to the pot of the rainbow cactus, because I don't want my rainbow cactus to get overwatered, because the pot is too big for it. And beside this, gymnocalcium needs repotting too, because the pot already cracked. I don't know why, because maybe it's old already. It has been with me for 3 years, the black pot. So it's timely that I need to repot the rainbow cactus, and there's lots of space, so we can use the space to repot this gymnocalcium. So let's go to the next cactus that we are going to repot today. So let's fill up the big pot with our newly mixed soy mix. So we're going to pot this golden barrel. As you can see, my golden barrel is not anymore flawless. There's a little spider that it keeps biting, that no matter how I spray alcohol or try to shoo, it keeps coming back and trying to bite my golden barrel. At first I thought it was millibugs the biting, but it was a bite mark actually. So I guess the golden bar is quite yummy for that small spider. So this is how the roots look like of my golden barrel. It's not that healthy, I think, but that's why we are going to repot it. It was not able to get much nutrient from the pot of soil that I used, because it's more greedy, and the soil, the amount of soil mix is really small amount only because the pot is too small. So I decided to pot it in a big pot to make it more bigger. So I guess there's much more growth this year. But I will also monitor the watering schedule of this because I'm the only one who monitor or water my succulents, cacti, and orchid. So I guess it will not be overwatered even though it is a big pot, and it will not be put also in a rain or shine area. It will stay here in my garage area. So I just have to clean up the mess that I made on this golden barrel by removing some soil mix on top of it, by brushing it off and using a tong to remove a stone. It looks big when I potted it here in the big square pot compared to the old small white pot. So let's go to the third one that we're going to pot. So what we are going to repot is the melo cactus. So if you have noticed in the first part of the video, there is white thing. I think it's somewhat pest. So what I did on that day when I watered it and I noticed it, I immediately spray alcohol, and then the next day I brush it off using a makeup brush or the brush that you're seeing in my video whenever I clean up succulents or cactus. That small brush is really helpful for me to clean up. Just have to repot this melo cactus because there's no much growth on the roots. Maybe because the pot is too small, and just like what I have said, look at the soil mix. It's more on cultured soil. I don't know why did I do that. Anyway, we can always learn on the experiences that we had, what mistake we made. We won't make it again, and adjust our potting mix to make our succulent or cacti more healthier. We, as a planter or plantita, we learn from our experiences, the mistakes we made, and some improvements that we made. So it's just like doing an experiment because not all what the experts say will be applicable to you. Just like when what I'm telling or sharing with you, it might works for me, but it might not work for you. So it also depends on the location, the climate, and as well as the plants itself, if it can acclimate on your place or not. So there are lots of factors to consider when taking good care of your plants to make them healthy. So it's really an experiment. Keep on trying, keep on improving, learn from your mistake. So it's a happy thing to do. It's a passion for me. It's my hobby. So let's go to the fourth cactus that we're going to pot. With this cactus, I don't have any problem with this. I think it grows a little big compared from the time that I bought it. And the roots are quite okay compared to the tree. So of course each pot I did not forget to put osmocote to improve more growth to them. So let's add so mix gradually. Actually, I really struggle when I do repotting of my cactus or cacti because of the thorns, the spike, how it hurts when you get poked by the thorns. But I really don't like to use gloves at all. As long as I can pot it using my bare hands, I do. But it's not safe, just like what I said in my video yesterday. It's not safe, so don't follow me. Do what is safe. But for now, it's easy to handle because it's big And the thorns are quite big too, so it's easy to see and to remove from your hands or fingers. But when you try to repot a smaller cactus with smaller or thinner or finer spikes, it will be dangerous if you won't use gloves. So when I repot smaller or cactus with a finer or thinner spike, I usually use gloves on. So I decided to repot these two myrio in this big pot so that it can grow well. So I will be adding, I think, variegated gymnocalycium to fill up this pot, just like what we did with our other cactus. So let's fill up the pot first. I think this two myrio is already well rooted on their pot. Let's see. So I am right. It is bounded already. So it's a year already that it has been potted on that small white pot. So it really needs to be repotted. Actually, all my variegated gymnocalycium and non-variegated is also due for repotting. So imagine how much do I have here in my garage area that I need to repot. So it takes some time for me to repot because I cannot do it the whole day. It's quite tiring. And I also have tasks to do here in my house. I have kids to take care of. I need to cook food for us. So there are lots of things to do. So gardening is part of my schedule, but it depends. I don't do gardening every day, but I see to it that I give time to them at least a day in a week. So whenever I have time, I make use of it. If this day, for example, is a day that I'm free to do gardening, I make most of my time. I use that day. I maximize it to do repotting, checking, or anything that I can do in my garden. So this spot looks like an arrangement with two myrio and two variegated gymnocalycium. So we're almost done. So let's have a final look and closer look of the cacti that we have repotted today. Enjoy watching! So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you like my sharing for today. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe and share my video to your family, friends, and relatives. Bye for now. See you on my next video. Bye. God bless us all. Bye.